Doctors spend 10 years in school, rack up over $200,000 in debt, and work 60 hours a week to earn six figures. I've made more than that in remote sales. Working from my laptop, 0 degree, 0 boss, and complete control over my time and location. So here's exactly how. Now, I'm not knocking doctors by any means. I completely respect and admire what they do. But the truth is, the education system never taught us that there were other ways to earn six figures and beyond. Faster, with less debt, and a lot more freedom. And sales, specifically high ticket sales, is one of the most slept on skills in the whole world right now. Let me break down and show you the exact difference between being a remote closer and the typical way of getting to six figures, which is being a doctor. For education, doctors spend between 8 to 10 years and they have a lot of debt while doing so. For remote sales, you either self-teach or invest in a mentorship, which is only a couple $1,000s. First income. Doctors typically make their first income between the ages of 28 to 30 because of the amount of time it actually takes to be qualified as a doctor. As a remote closer, on the other hand, you make your first income between 3 to 6 months of actually starting to learn the skill. Let's talk about work hours. Doctors work 50 to 60 hours a week, and these are contracted hours, and 9 times out of 10 they are required to do overtime on very short notice. A remote closer, 20 to 35 hours a week, depending on how many calls are booked in. Starting pay. Well, in the UK, a junior doctor roughly makes about £35,000 a year on average. An experienced doctor that's been in the game for quite some time, they make between £100,000 to £120,000 a year, and this is before tax. After tax, this comes down to about £6,500 a month, which equates to about £70,000 to £80,000 a year. For any Americans watching, that's nearly about $100,000. Now, as a remote closer from the get-go, you're making anywhere between $8,000 to $15,000 a month, and that's not including any bonuses or hitting your weekly targets. And last but definitely not least, the location. As a doctor, you're in the hospital. As a remote closer, you work from wherever you want. I remember as a remote closer taking my first holiday 5 months into working. I told the owner of the company, hey, I'll work for the 2 weeks, and the 2 weeks I want completely off. In the 2 weeks that I did end up working, I was still technically away on holiday. And in those 2 weeks, I had made back my flight, the entire cost of my holiday, and even had money left over, and the remaining 2 weeks that I had were free of any calls, and I had an incredible time. And that's one of the first times where I truly recognized and realized the power of this whole remote online sales space. And just to give you some more context, I hit my first ever $10,000 month 3 months into my sales journey. And down the line, I was able to help others do the exact same with 0 prior sales experience. People are still stuck with the mindset that you need to go to a college, get a degree, get a safe career, work 40 hours a week, and just maybe you'll be able to retire wealthy. That path can still work, even though it's questionable with the current job market. But it's definitely not the only one. In remote sales, your income is tied to your skill, your performance, not your resume. If you know how to lead a conversation, uncover a buyer's problem, and guide them to a solution, you win. It's not about being pushy, it's simply about asking the right questions at the right time. Whilst most people are commuting to work, I'm able to run my calendar on my phone. While others have to ask for time off, I can choose when I work. And I've had clients of mine close deals from Thailand, Dubai, Bali, just with a laptop and Wi-Fi. That's what remote sales unlocks when you learn it properly. So the moral of the story or the video is that you don't need a degree. And you definitely don't need to be some natural born closer. You need a proven offer, which is what you actually sell, a playbook, and a willingness to execute. So if you want to start earning like a doctor or earn more than one, feel free to join our free community. I'll link it down below. We host weekly calls and you can meet some other people inside of there, have a conversation, network. Once again, it will be in the link below. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, turn on the bell notification so you can be notified every single time that I upload. Other than that, I'll see you on the next video. Take care.